as many of you know, over the years, I'm not a video making kind of guy, but in unusual circumstances, people do unusual things like make videos. So we have been talking a lot about the current situation out there. And one thing that we would like to share with you is some ideas on what we consider to be the four pillars of health. So we've talked often over the years about the chiropractic lifestyle, which basically is how you eat, move, think, and sleep. And so every day, Dr. Blaine and I will debrief our day and talk about the patients that we've seen and talk about the symptoms and the situations that people are in, and like collectively collaborate on how we can better serve. So the one thing that we have noticed over the last 7 to 10 days that is really profoundly different is the overall sense of tension and stress that people are coming in with. They're talking about it. They're physically manifesting symptoms about stress. And so as we talk about the chiropractic lifestyle, the eat, move, think, and sleep model, the think part of that is something that we're going to chat about a little bit today. So we have 7 very quick things that we want to share with you on how to decrease stress and how to make some lifestyle changes, or at least some awareness factors to get your stress under control, so that you can feel a little bit better. So what you want to share number 1 with us?
Yeah, so one of the first things that people go to when they're stressing out is really food and how people cope with food. So many people, they go for alcohol and junk food. So that's one of the worst things that we can do right now, especially when we need a strong immune system. We need to put down the alcohol. We need to put away the sugar, the sweets, the bag of potato chips. We need to do whole foods. We need to do more fruits and vegetables. Stay away from the boxed foods. And that's going to help our immune system function at a higher capacity.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm probably the worst junk food eater in the world. I'm an intermittent faster, so I skip breakfast, I eat a light lunch, and then when I go home, the wheels come off, and especially if there's been stress in my day. So it does take some discipline, but it's worth it because you'll feel better. The second thing we want to share with you is to exercise. And so in the situation where you're in a quarantine, or a stay-at-home model where you have to be at home, I think it's smart to get outside, take a walk. The weather's been beautiful. Breathe deeply. If you can get on a little bit of a yoga situation, go on YouTube and just search in their site some yoga instructions. They're free, they're easy. Get a beginner if you're just getting started. And lastly, just take good deep breaths. I think mindful breathing and good posture is super important right now. So get your butt moving, get out and walk a little bit, do some yoga if you're into that. Did I forget anything on the move part? Anything you'd add to that?
I don't think so. One of the things that Dr. Jerry and I do almost on the daily when weather allows is on our lunchtime, we get out, we have our pathway, we take a 20-30 minute walk at a pretty good pace, but it's a way to get yourself out in some sunshine, get your heart moving a little bit, so it just decreases your stress for sure. It's a good midday just block and get you ready for the rest of the afternoon.
I was just smirking because of the conversations that happen on that lunchtime walk are probably unrepeatable right now. The third thing that we were going to talk about was some supplements and vitamins. And you want to share some ideas?
Yeah, so big things for stress supplement wise. Magnesium is one of our go-to supplements that we recommend for most people. Most people are really magnesium deficient, so we don't get a lot of that in our diets. CBD is kind of hot right now, so most people have heard of it. Maybe not totally understand it, but it's something that can definitely downregulate some stress on our systems. So that's a really safe way to handle some of that. A couple of adaptive herbs that people can take that we like a lot are ashwagandha and holy basil. And those are herbs that basically just stabilize mood a little bit better. So those are safe plant-based products that people can take.
Yeah, I think those are great. I don't have much to add. I know for me personally, the CBD products have been tremendous. We have a couple here, and you can get them anywhere by Charlotte's Web. they have some that are infused with essential oils. There's one particularly that is called Calm, and it's infused with lemongrass oil. I think it's a real powerful CBD product that just downregulates some stress. The thing I want to talk about next, number 4 on our short list, is meditation. I think meditation is a super powerful way to reconnect yourself, get yourself centered or grounded, if you will. And I've been meditating since January of 2018 pretty regularly. My wife is a stout meditator, so she's been a great role model on that. But I think meditation's easy to do. You can get an app on your phone. There's one called Calm, and there's another great one called 10% Happier. We can get you lists if you like, but I think the meditation's important. Prayer is also important. In outbreaks like this, when there's uncertainty and anxiety, the thing that comes with it is tons of fear of the unknown. And if you're a spiritual person, remember to default to your faith. Faith over fear every single time will keep you centered and grounded. And then lastly, if you can do it and stay present and mindful, be as positive and optimistic as you can be. We're all in this thing together. This is uncomfortable, unusual times. Nobody really knows what's going on. Nobody knows what to do, say, act, talk about. But just rest assured that you're in it. We're all in it. And the glass is half full. We'll get through it together. And when we do, we'll look back on this and say, what the hell was going on? And we won't know. But anyway, so meditate, pray, stay positive. And then the 5th tip, what do you got?
Yeah, sleep. So sleep's super important, especially now while a lot of people are home, working from home. The thing right now, people are streaming a ton of Netflix and catching up on shows and binging, which part of that is great, but we really need to turn off our screens at nighttime. Get adequate sleep. We don't want to be binging shows all night long and then only getting a couple of hours of sleep and then waking up and going to our laptops for work in the morning. That's not going to do our bodies any good. So really we want to shoot for a 7 to 8 hour really restful time, no screens, and go to bed at a decent hour. That way your body's rhythms are really staying in tune with each other.
Yeah, I think sleep is super important, and it's an opportunity to give your body a chance to rebuild your immune system and kind of get juiced for the next day. I don't know about you, but at the end of the day, we're a little less busy than normal. After all of this stuff that's going on, at the end, I'm pooped. I'm totally exhausted. So when I hit the bed, I'm out. A couple of tools that I use to get good quality sleep is, again, I do take some CBD at night. I use a weighted blanket. I think they're super good. You can pick them up on Amazon. They're easy to use. If you have questions, ask. We have a very, very dark room. So all the windows have the light shades that keep everything out. But we're really intentional about our... Oh, the other thing I have is a really good pillow. We just started carrying Pillowwise pillows by this physical therapist. And you measure and you get a metric on how to sleep. Your sleeping posture, mattress firmness, and some other things. So get a good pillow, get a good bed, keep your room dark, keep it quiet, keep it cool.
Yeah,
I think those are all good. Number 6 on our short list of 7 is really going to be the most challenging of all of these, and that is to disconnect. Take time every day, an hour, 2, 3, quite frankly, even a whole day, and get off social media, turn the news off, and get out and do something different. If you're going to use your phone, call somebody. Use FaceTime, talk to your family, talk to your friends, stay virtually connected. But the more that you're in the social media, the more you're watching the news, the more frenzied you're going to get, the more hyped you're going to get, and your stress level is going to go through the roof, even if it's unconscious. You don't even have to physically feel it happening, but if you're in that energy and that all day, your body's going to break. You just can't do it. So get away from your phone, turn off the social media stuff, and limit your news media coverage. I think that will help a whole bunch.
Yeah, and Dr. Jerry and I have been kind of cycling. So really the last 2 days I was totally tuned out. So what little updates I got from a little bit from my family, but then Dr. Jerry would update me with a few tidbits here and there. But just taking a couple days off, he's done the same, and then I update him with little tidbits. But it's not like we're on our phone or on our laptops while we have some downtime, like totally, binging in like most people are doing. And I was joking with him earlier today that last night laid my son down to sleep, and I accidentally left my phone in the room, and so we were like, well, we're not going back. We're not going to wake him up to go grab my phone. So I didn't have the phone for the rest of the evening, and honestly, it was
awesome.
The best night of this week because I couldn't be on my phone, and so it was great. So it was just good quality time and really just that detox like you just talked about.
Yeah, and I think the one thing that we all think about when we're so wired with the phone and the computer and everything at an arm's length is that we're going to miss something. You're not going to miss anything. You can turn your phone off for a day, turn it on tomorrow. It's still going to be there, and we'll figure it out. So the last thing that we want to talk about real quick is I know when I get under stress, probably for the last 35 years, the number one thing that I default to is I get adjusted. I know that chiropractic care has been the number one thing in my healthcare consumption. I get adjusted 2 or 3 or sometimes 4 days a week by this master over here. He takes great care of me. But I know that when my joints don't feel very good or I feel out of balance, that there's a lot of unusual stress on my nervous system and I'm not going to function optimally. And the whole key behind chiropractic is, and we talk about it on how to educate people, is if we can identify joints that aren't moving properly or that are malaligned, that create stress and pressure on the nervous system, you're not going to function at your best. And so one of the causes of neurologic tension, as we've talked about now for way too long, this was 3 minutes, is emotional stress, worry, fear, and anxiety. And when you're under that state for too long, your nervous system starts to break. And you internalize that, your muscles get tight, your shoulders get drawn up, and you can't be under that state for too long. So one way to dissipate that and one way to maintain good neurologic function and optimal health and wellness is through regular chiropractic care. And we are thankfully deemed essential healthcare providers, so we're going to be here in the office, regular business hours, taking care of people. So feel free to call if the need arises, or if you're out and about, stop in for a quick tune-up. We'd love to see you.
Yeah.
Working on each other every day is fun, but we'd love to get some more people through here to get some care. Do you have anything to finish up with?
No, I mean, yeah, you're looking at two of the biggest, advocates of our own care. The first instance of a sniffly nose, little brain fog, whatever it is, we're on each other's tables. So I'm sick of adjusting this guy. I want to see some other people for sure. But no, I don't have anything else.
Well, listen, just quick, really thank you very much for watching. We've been talking about doing videos, and we're even pondering the idea of a podcast here. We don't know about that yet, but we like to talk, and we'll tune you into our lunchtime talk sometime. But thanks very much for watching, and if you have any questions or if you want to chat, you can call us at the office, 256-1008. You can email the office at hofferthcc.at. hofferthcc@att.net. So call or email. And thanks again for watching. We appreciate your time, and please stay well and stay connected. Thanks.